Hello and welcome to episode 65 of the Talking Wednesday podcast. We are back after a brief hiatus. I was in the lakes. Again, I really am enjoying the lakes recently. Some of you saw.
To go boating.
Yes, I wondered what you were going to say then. I do. I find there's something about it that just really vibes with me, and I've got to a point where I just enjoy nice scenic walks. We took the dog this time, so that was nicer because you've got a reason for walking, you know.
Yeah, it wasn't apart from going out because it's nice. You're like, oh, I actually have to walk the dog.
Yeah, she didn't sleep well in the hotel room though, which annoyed us, obviously, because we were like, no, please just settle. It was like having it was worse than having a toddler. Because she just wouldn't settle.
No, you haven't had a toddler yet. You can't say that.
No, I know, but you expect it from a toddler. You don't expect it from a dog. You just sit on your bed and go sleep. You don't need to see us constantly. You don't need to constantly see us.
You do have a pug though, and they're notorious attention.
It's true.
My family used to breed pugs, so.
Oh, yeah. I'm not too happy about that, Jake. I'm not going to lie, because I'd never buy a pug.
No, I've never been happy about it. My grandma and granddad, they used to breed them, and
it's
and
there's some. Obviously we've got one, and I love pugs, but I'd always do. It's obviously our pugs are rescue. They're not bred to breathe, and that's what's horrible.
That's why they're going to become a banned breed, by the sounds of it.
Well, I don't know if they become a banned breed. I don't know what's going to happen. But ours is basically just obviously she needed. If pugs are looked after well, they're all right.
Yeah, they are.
They're not always all right, to be honest, because they can't breathe naturally. But if you let pugs get fat because you think it's cute or you're a lazy owner, that's
what gets
so bad. And that's what our pug was in the situation of. So she's just now an absolute unit. Because she's lost so much weight.
You nicknamed the Fizz?
No, but she's lost so much weight. She's just basically muscle now because she was very active, but she couldn't. She was just left to sit, you know. And it's not.
Well, my granddad in summer he used to carry around a water pistol with lemon juice in it, and he used to squirt them into the mouth so they could breathe, and it opened up the airwaves. And one of the they used to actually. I think they had one that was a Crush champion one year.
Oh, I see. Yeah, no, I know they've bred the snouts back into a breed, haven't they? And Crust were turning the nose up at it. No, and it was like, well, no, but that's I can't remember the breed.
Live.
That's how they're supposed to be.
Yeah,
we changed it for vanity.
Yeah,
you know, and yeah, it's just
welcome to Pug Chat.
Yeah. No.
But how was your week though, apart from being relaxing by the sounds of it?
It was good, man. It was good. Yeah, we went to see my mate. My mate lives on the coast as well, so we went to see him for a couple of days. We spent bank holiday there actually. We weren't in the lakes on bank holiday. We went to the lakes before bank holiday, and then we spent the bank holiday with my mate on the coast. We don't get to see each other that much, so when we do, the fact he lives on the coast is just an extra bonus, especially when it's sunny. We usually go when it's raining. So we had some quite nice warm evenings to just hang out.
Very nice.
Eat ice cream and eat a lot of bad food and drink a lot of red wine. It was proper red wine weather last week, so that was that was nice. That sounds. God, I just listen to myself sometimes and I go, James, you never use, because working class lad. Do you know what I mean? I wouldn't even drink wine. Do you know? It was white lightning in a field, mate. But no, I do.
Had a field to go to. We didn't even have that. It was a bush shelter.
Well, it was a field that was meant to be turned into a supermarket, but they bought the rights and never used it. So you just used to sit there and drink cider.
Fair enough.
Pretty much. Okay, so Jake's child just walked in, so there'll be a cut in there somewhere. Yeah. How's your week been, mate?
It's been good. Tackling garden stuff and watching a toddler eat away through chocolate and forgetting that I have a very hyperactive child as it is, and then giving it chocolate is like not feeding them the gremlins after 12 or something. And it's been interesting. It's been long. It's been a long week because I've been doing bits in here trying to. You can't see it this side, but there's stuff that's gone on this side. No, I haven't painted yet, so that's still going to be a bugbear of yours. But
there's a disgusting
there's
like,
a horrible
wall that's clearly
wall,
just had like
wallpaper,
all the wallpaper and stuff pulled off it. It's different colours.
It's getting done next week. If I want to get the paint, it's going to get painted, but it's pulling everything out this room.
No,
which is a nightmare. But just a good week trying to sort things out and enjoying time with family and making the most of it. I've got uncle who's 88 who came round, and you get into that age where you'll get a message. I've had a fall and stuff. You're like, you're getting a little bit to that point where you want to look after them. But it was nice to see him, but he kept on gloating because he's a Nottingham Forest fan. So,
out of the playoffs though, I kind of want them to be the ones that go up. Looking at the playoffs currently,
yeah, and they had a damn good night at the EFL award by the sounds of it.
I've not really ever had anything against Forest either.
No, I ain't.
It will be that thing where I'm like, right, so we are the last club left that's not made it back.
Yeah, we would be, wouldn't we? Yeah.
Pretty much. Yeah. Since the fall.
Yeah. Let's push on with that.
Yep. Anyway. We've got 3 matches to talk. We're not going to talk about them in loads because we did miss a week. We are going to keep it quite current. But we did I watched this by the coast actually. MK Dons versus Sheffield Wednesday. What did you think to this one?
We started that match really fast and got into it quickly, which was what I like to see from Wednesday. I like when we start games really attacking line. But we still keep doing this weird kickoff thing. We've done it all season. The way we do kickoffs is weird. It's like to pump it long. And I don't see where that works. You know what
the fans don't seem to enjoy it in the stadium either when we do it. It's like, what are we doing? This never works.
It's a weird one, but great set piece. Awesome set piece for that first goal by Bannon and co. And keeper was a little bit unlucky, I've got to admit. I don't think that keeper had a great night. But great shot by Berahino. But this is the front two we've been wanting for the last couple of weeks. We've been wanting it to be Gregory and Berahino because they work well together. They'd already got that link-up play. You get that second goal and you're thinking, Dreamland, we are really going for this. And it was a clever little piece of work. And then the goal. That was just filthy.
The noise that the people I was sat with made when that it was like, ah!
You could hear as soon as he hit it, as soon as it hit the back of the net, there was just that breath from the crowd going, what's he done? And the pictures said it all from the Wednesday players in the celebrations. But the annoying thing is, we did that Wednesday thing where we think, right, it's done. We sat back, they get that goal, and they were really good at getting forward. But the second half made you sweat so much because you know what we're like. And then when that injury went down to their player, and then 10 minutes of added time and they score, and you're like, we're not going to do it again, are we?
I was saying at the time, I was like, this really needs to be investigated because we're 10 minutes, there's something wrong there.
Yeah.
Because even though there were stoppages in that, you never see somebody add 10 minutes. It felt like, are you taking the mick? Yeah. Don't get me started on the officiating this season. We're going to get started on that later. Right. So the 10 minutes there was just, it felt like it was going to be a typical Wednesday.
It did, especially when that free kick went in. And to be fair, I said on Twitter, I thought Bailey positioning was a bit bad. I looked back and probably positioned it right. It was just a damn good free kick. And
it was a really good free kick. We're not very good from set pieces, but like that was a good set piece. Yeah. It was a really good set piece. And then we played Crewe shortly after that. What were your thoughts on the Crewe match?
We really went for this one again, but it was starting to do that thing where we're going into games, playing really well, having a lot of the ball, then struggling to score at the wrong time of the season. It's a bit of a worry. Play some good football, and a lot of people thought the Crewe game was going to be a free hit because they're down, they're already bottom, but they're playing for pride now, and they're playing for contract now. Who's going to be in that League 2 team? And they gave us a really good fight, and they nearly levelled it, to be fair. Good penalty by Gregory. really good penalty. There was a lot of people I saw going, "It Bannon taking this." No, Gregory's going to take it, and I thought that was the right call. To be fair, I think give someone who's scoring a lot at the minute and having fun. I think he's now our top goal scorer this season. And there's the annoying thing with that Crewe game was how many chances we had.
We had 19 shots on target. Sorry, 19 shots, 5 of them on target. That's the difference.
Yeah.
They had 1 shot.
Yeah, and they nearly scored from it.
Yeah.
It was a good shot. And I think the problem I've got with this season, teams have found out how to play Wednesday.
Yeah.
And it's very clear to see if you frustrate us and you make it that the middle of the park cannot get that ball.
It's not, to be honest, man, it's not really like they've found out how to play Wednesday. They just see our quality on the ball and they sit back.
Yeah. We can't break teams back.
We can't, because we're a passing team. We play football, and in this league, you're learning that if you play football, you get penalised for it half the time, which is why we're dominating possession and struggling to score half the time, because they're just putting so many men behind the ball. We can't always link it up. We're keeping possession, but nobody really comes at us. You see a team that comes at us, like MK Dons, we put 3 past them.
Yeah. The Crewe game was interesting as well because a lot of people asking for Delhi to be playing. And fair play to him, he put a shift in versus MK, and he's doing Ramadan, so fasting. That's a unbelievable effort he put in. And I see you got a little mention from him, saying that you've forgiven him.
I didn't say I'd forgiven him.
You might forgive him.
I might forgive him. I said, yeah. He did reply to me. I think he found my tweet quite amusing when I said if he keeps his performances up, the serial might be forgivable. It might. I'll be honest. I don't know if anything could ever forgive that, but it's going along the right lines, isn't it?
And then you go on to this game at the weekend, which was an absolute farce by the officiating. And Wycombe do not play nice football.
I like Wycombe.
I like Wycombe, but the style of football they play, and every team I spoke to who played them, who've got a fan of it's the same kind of football. It's ugly.
I didn't realise how little in terms. I know. Right, stop typing. Right, I know it's not an attendance game.
No,
but I didn't realise how few. Like this league has got some clubs in that. The size of the fan bases and the size of the attendances, and I'm like, Christ, do you know what I mean? Like I realised how, not because I'm not discrediting him, but I'm realising that when you look at our support and you look at how much the club's just been taken for granted for that long, and the fact you as a younger Wednesday fan, you do think, we're just saying this because when you're in the Championship, you got some other big fan bases in there. Do you know what I mean? So you're like, well, I guess we kind of just accept that this is our level now. But when you drop to League One and you see the disparity in the attendances and you see the sizes of the relative fan bases, you're like, I can see why fans would demand more.
Yeah.
You know, because wasn't it Wycombe's record
attendance? And I think we did the same for Morecambe this season. For 5,000 something. It's that kind of thing, but this game was so annoying. I don't know why that goal was disallowed because I've watched this back and back. People saying it's a foul on the keeper. There's no foul on the keeper.
Right, so let's talk people through it, people that might not be up to date with everything. So a corner comes in. Dunkley has got pretty much WrestleMania style arms around him, and he's just standing his ground. He's standing his ground. He's getting pulled down, but he's standing his ground and using his physicality. Even though he's getting pulled down, he still manages to get on the end of the corner and put it in the back of the net. And then the ref blows. Everybody thought it was a foul on the keeper, but no, it's come out since that he said it was Dunkley's foul.
Yeah.
Right?
And I don't see how Dunkley, who's getting pulled to the ground, it's a foul against him. Who scores
despite getting fouled.
Yeah.
And then they say he's fouled his man.
I don't get it.
Apparently this is a championship ref that stepped down for the day, right? This officiating is atrocious.
It's
atrocious.
And if you look at some of the pictures from the gallery that when they talk, there are so many players who have got Wycombe players who've got an arm or the shirt being massively grabbed. There's a goal one where Gregory's fighting for the ball and his shirt being ripped off him. And we had a lot of good chances in that first half. I think that first goal get countered. We probably make some of the other chances because we're not trying to. We got the one goal. Let's go get the second goal.
My point is, like, even I wouldn't see Wycombe. I don't see Wycombe breaking us down that much.
No.
In terms of the quality we had on the ball, apart from that chance, they had three. We both sides had 3 shots on target, but we were just wasteful. We had 15 shots to their 6. I wouldn't see Wycombe scoring more than that 1 in that match, right? So for me, it was a case of if that goal goes in, you at least get a point out of it because Wednesday can bottle leads, but a point is massive at this stage of the season, especially against Wycombe,
who are playoff contenders.
Yeah,
and it's. I don't know. We had it in our hands as well to properly cement it, and we still got to do that again, and we'll talk about that later. But it's that thing where I had that thing in this game where when they knew what the task was, and we just didn't make it count. And we've had games like this where we have so many chances and we don't know how to bury them. This is a simple case of not being able to take chances. That's been the talking point all season. And Wycombe again did the same thing of what Crewe did. They sat a lot of men behind the ball, so we struggled to break them down. Biz had another fantastic game. Hunt wasn't in the squad. Byers wasn't in the squad. There's a talk of that. Was it too many changes by Darren Moore? Now, I understand what people are saying, but you've got to rest those players, especially if we're going to playoffs and we've had injuries.
I'm tired of this now. I'm tired of it, man. Like, the fans in the ground don't really... There's not as much vocal animosity towards Moore than you see online.
No.
Because you're seeing us dominate games.
Yeah.
Right? I understand... And I do sometimes say Moore got that one wrong with his tactics and his tinkering. He doesn't always get it right. But I'm sick of seeing the inconsistencies from these people who just want to batter him whenever there's an opportunity to batter him. We get it. You don't want Darren Moore to be the Sheffield Wednesday manager. But when we go on our good runs, they completely disappear.
They go
quiet. As soon as they get an option to come back... There's no, for me, you have to be a person that gives both sides of it, do you know? So when I was critical of Darren Moore, I had some people saying, have you turned now as well? I was like, well, no, I've been critical of his tactics of a specific game. But I look at things as a bigger picture. And I think more fans need to do that because there's not, it's just the vocal majority online.
Since that Rotherham game, we have been on a really good run. Like a really good run. And
we should have got at least a point from Wycombe.
Yeah, but you look at the thing. Also, you look at what we're doing at Hillsborough. We have got the high point total of any team in the country at home. Yes, our away performances is what probably letting us down a little bit, but you can't keep flip-flopping each time it doesn't go the right way. At the end of the day, Darren Moore got to make changes. We've got big games coming up. And if we are going to be in a playoff thing, do you really want someone like Jack Hunt to play against Wycombe, get injured, and then not be there for, like, say, the semi-final of the thing? Because he's crucial.
I will say, I do worry about Darren Moore potentially making weird changes at the playoffs. Like thinking he needs to rest players for the final before we've got there. That would be one worry of mine. Okay?
Yeah.
But... I look at over the course of the season, right? And the fact that we had no money, we had restrictions on our transfers, you had to build this squad, you had to wait for it to gel. If you've watched this podcast for the weekly installments, you'll have seen over time where there was a part where we said, well, it looks like this team's gelled now when we were questioning why they hadn't gelled before, right? You take that gelling time and you add a few more points on, we're top of the league.
Yeah.
Right? We have thrown points away. We're not very good at set pieces. There's clear flaws in this squad. There is the odd tinker from Darren Moore, but on the whole, I think he's done a decent job this season.
But look at what he's had to deal with the injury crisis at the back and make a makeshift back four for most of October to December.
Yeah.
That's where we were losing those goals as well. You look at those games where we were constantly 80th minute, they were going from there to October to December. That's where it was. I'm thinking the Cheltenham game is a classic example.
If we don't make playoffs, I think we've got bigger problems than Darren Moore.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah.
If we don't go up this season, I'm worried.
It could dismantle the squad a little bit. I'm
very concerned.
The thing is, like, one of the good things about the 2 games we've got coming up, it's sounding like Josh Windass might be back for both of these. And a Josh Windass for 45 minutes at Fleetwood in the second half, I'd take. Because
let's talk. Go on, Karen.
He can make things happen. And he didn't have many games and he got 4 goals.
Oh, I didn't say it at the top of the episode. I am streaming Fleetwood. That's going to be intense.
Yes, that is.
That is going to be intense.
It's going to be a derby game all over again from last season.
Yeah. The night of this podcast going live, I'm streaming the Fleetwood match. So pray for us.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the fixtures.
Fleetwood only need a point.
Why, Jake, aren't the fixtures from this weekend in the document? They're not. You weren't meant to swear then, because now I've got to edit that out. Thanks for that. Because I'm going to keep this rolling, obviously. We're going to get to League One. You're meant to keep talking while I do this. You don't actually have to. I can tell you, Jake, if something's not in the documents. To
be fair, the results this weekend did not go in our favour at all.
No. And I will tell you what they are in a second. They're
normally in.
Usually this is seamless, but because there was 2 lots of pictures, I thought, well, they won't have included the first weekend, because why would they do that? But they've included everything but the most recent results. Right, so Doncaster beat Burton 2-0, going down swinging.
Yep.
Bolton beat Cheltenham 2-1. Sunderland beat Cambridge 5-1. Yep.
That helped their goal difference, and there was a point where I thought Cambridge might be in that and still be able to have a chance, but they did what we kind of did to them.
Yep. Fleetwood drew with Wimbledon. Crewe and Ipswich drew. Wycombe obviously beat Wednesday. Charlton beat Shrewsbury 2-0. Wigan drew with Plymouth. Not an awful result, actually, in terms of how results could go for us. Rotherham beat Oxford 2-1. Yep. Rotherham probably might just manage to claw their way back into those.
Well, Rotherham have got Sunderland on Tuesday night. So that could be interesting.
God, can you imagine a Wednesday Sunderland final? That'd be mental.
That's not what I've been thinking. Can you imagine a weekend where Sheffield Wednesday are there and Sheffield United could be there?
That's dangerous.
Exactly.
That is dangerous.
Yep.
Yeah, is that a possibility?
Sheffield United I think Sheffield United still around.
Are they not doing them the weekend after?
No, I thought it was all getting done on one weekend.
Yeah, it usually does, doesn't it, to be fair?
It's normally
interesting.
On one weekend, because Sheffield United are currently 6th.
Interesting. MK Dons beat Morecambe 2-0. Accrington Stanley beat Lincoln City 2-1. And Portsmouth beat Gillingham 3-1. So Portsmouth ain't going to be no pushovers on that final day.
Also, on the last game of the season, MK have got Plymouth. So that will be interesting to see what happens.
Yeah.
That could really help us.
I saw something like, if we draw and Sunderland lose tomorrow, well, there'll be so many teams on 80 points, which would mean the final day will be depending on who wins by the most goals.
Yeah, something like that.
It'll literally be goal difference, because our goal differences are quite close.
But if we win tomorrow, we secure playoffs, I think.
I don't think that's correct,
We'll be on 83 points and everyone else will be on... We would need a draw at home to be on 84 points, I think.
My brain is literally going because of the lack of us. When we do this every week, I've got stats running through my brain so much easier. I know everything. No, mate, we're on 79 points.
No, but we'll be on 80 points and 83 points if we win tomorrow on Tuesday.
No, we won't, because that's not how maths work, Jakes. We'll be on 82 points.
82, sorry. Yeah.
Which means we won't be in the playoffs. No. This is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like,
no, I forgot we're on 79 points. Don't worry.
So if we win tomorrow, we'll be on 82 points, but that will level us in games in hand on Plymouth and Wycombe, right?
Yeah.
And they're on 80 points, so we'll only be 2 points in there. Okay.
Oh, this last game of the season could be awful.
Yeah.
I thought this was a season where we weren't meant to have like another season like last season where we were going to the last game going, are we?
That's so stupid.
Right.
Really, do you want to? I'm just going to read for anybody who's like a less hardcore Wednesdayite and just likes checking in. If you haven't looked at the situation in League One at the minute, so 3 teams on 80 points. Sunderland 4th, Plymouth 5th, Wycombe 6th, 80 points. Sheffield Wednesday 79 points in 7th. Us and Sunderland have got a game in hand on Plymouth and Wycombe. Sunderland's goal difference 25, Plymouth's goal difference 25, Wycombe's goal difference 23, Wednesday's goal difference 24.
I don't like this.
Just ridiculous.
Someone could get 80 points and miss out on playoffs.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. That's.
I think some of the
games...
there's
unless we lost both of them.
And the problem
then if we
there's, I think, like Sunderland have got Gillingham last game of the season.
I don't like this.
I really think they got.
So Fleetwood is our game in hand tomorrow, right? Because the last day of the season is Saturday.
Yeah.
As if we're already there.
Where's that come from? So Gillingham, Rotherham, we got Pompey, MK Dons, Plymouth, Morecambe, Sunderland. Wycombe have got Burton.
Wycombe have got Burton. Hang on. Who's got who again? Tell me that again.
Right. We've got Pompey. Gillingham have got Rotherham.
Right. Gillingham, who are 21st. That's not ideal.
Fleetwood need to win tomorrow.
Right. This is... If we win tomorrow, Wednesday, it's on, lads. Right? As in today, which we probably won't because it's Sheffield Wednesday. Because if we win, not only are we getting the 3 points, but we are piling the pressure on Fleetwood, who have to beat Rotherham. Is it No, sorry.
Bolton.
We're piling the pressure on Gillingham because we're then taking Fleetwood's game in hand, level on points with Gillingham, and Gillingham have to beat Rotherham on the last day of the season to stay up.
Yes.
But then again, Rotherham aren't really they're on 86 points. They're not. That's not really relevant to us.
They need to beat Sunderland tomorrow to try and get automatics, I think, to secure it.
Who's got Sunderland tomorrow? Or Tuesday?
Rotherham.
Rotherham, Sunderland.
Yes. Tomorrow it's Portsmouth, Wigan, us, Fleetwood, Sunderland, Rotherham.
I guess you got to say our horse in that is we got. Weirdly, you want Rotherham to beat Sunderland.
Yeah.
Because it keeps Sunderland on 8. It keeps that. We're not catching Rotherham, so.
When we played MK, a lot of the Rotherham fans wanted us to win that.
Yeah.
We said going into this around 2-3 weeks ago, we said this is going down to the last game of the season on the relegation battle.
This is League One.
Yeah.
This is mental. This is mental. And still more people will watch Man City Real Madrid tomorrow night.
Yeah.
I kind of understand, but still. I might have to have both on stream. I don't know how I'd get that working
and
out.
Over to you, James.
Just talk about the other game at the same time. I'd be like, oh, it's just like watching Real Madrid. And that's Barry Bannon. Oh, wait, Real Madrid are there as well. Right. We talked about that for a while, but I think we needed to in the anticipation of the weekend.
On the plus side, Derby are down.
Oh, mate, have you seen the Sky Sports crying
Wayne
fest
Rooney,
about
Derby County are down, and they were so unlucky, and that's not off.
Yeah. Commiserations to the fans, of course, but like in terms of the club's owners, they cheated and they got what they got.
You're celebrating for staying up don't look that clever now, does it?
That's what everyone said to us. You cheated and you got what you got, when actually we didn't do anything nowhere near as bad as Derby, and everybody didn't care when we went down.
But sorry.
Because we didn't have Wayne Rooney managing us. Yeah, let's move into some news, shall we? We thought with this opening segment's been quite long. So Sheffield Wednesday Sheffield Wednesday linked defender, confirmed to be available on a free this summer.
And we were
this is
linked
from the
to him
start.
last summer.
Yes, we were.
I remember doing videos on this.
Yep. There's another one. Yorkshire-born Will Boyle sets. Oh my Christ!
Yorkshire-born Will Boyle looks set to leave Cheltenham Town in the coming month with a handful of clubs keeping tabs on his situation.
Brilliant! I've got this. I'm all right. Tag team. The 26-year-old has made 32 appearances across all competitions this season and has been among the standout performers for the overachieving side. Boyle is reportedly of interest to Wednesday's League One rivals Portsmouth, as well as Championship sides Preston North End and Huddersfield Town, where he served as an apprentice and made 2 senior appearances as a teenager. The left-footed centre-half is capable of playing out from the back. He would appear to fit Darren Moore's preferred profile as the Owls look to what looks like to be a busy summer transfer window at S6, end quote. Huddersfield being linked, if they're actually interested, considering they're in the Championship playoffs, means we're probably not coming to Wednesday. But
if they go up, can he make the step up to Premiership?
I don't know if he'd actually make the step up to the Premier League. The Premiership, bit different. But Will Boyle, let's just remind ourselves of Will Boyle. So
I think the annoying thing that reading that is that you forget that I offered the only senior centre-back contracted to the club next season.
Yeah, but I think we'll sign Harley Dean.
I hope so. He really did make a huge difference when he came in. It's just a shame Jordan Thorey won't be in the same vibe because I can't see that one.
Do you think that Preston had loaned us again though? But then again, why are Preston in for Will Boyle if they've got Story? Because Preston were one of the clubs linked with him, unless they're not asked about him, which you'd go. So William Boyle is a 66. We're doing the FIFA again.
Yeah,
it's probably the same. I know it'd be a different card now, wouldn't it? He's a 66 rated silver, 56 pace, 49 dribbling apparently. 29 shooting, 65 defending, 41 passing, and 76 physical. He's got 82 strength, 58 acceleration. Love that. If you can improve his acceleration at all, because you can do that in career mode now, he won't be too bad because strength is one of those that you struggle with. So the fact he's got 82 strength is quite useful. I'd use him. Yeah. I would use him. But that's in the virtual realm. Would Sheffield Wednesday benefit from him this summer, even though we were linked with him last summer?
Well, if we were already linked with him last summer, we've obviously already scouted him.
Yep.
So we've already
changed things.
It's already done that, and if he's a free, all we have to go for is wages.
That's the big thing now, isn't it? He's seen down his contract. Their manager said, and quote, this is still from the Star article, he's been great all season, and if he goes, he deserves his move. I don't think anyone can begrudge him for his move, for the service he's given to the football club and the way he's been around the place. I've not really had a conversation with him for a couple of months because he's made it quite clear he didn't want to sign it. No problem.
Yeah.
End quote. So he is off. It just depends where. I think we need to sign a centre-back, really. 26 is a good age.
We're getting to that point where you're looking at the squad now and you're looking for next season, and centre-back is the position where we definitely, the defence in general is the position we need to improve on, because you're going to have a new look back line with keeper as well. So you want that to gel really quickly, and come the summer, you want players in as fast as we can.
That's what I was just about to say. Yeah, free, just get him to sign a contract, get him here in pre-season, getting him used to the squad. I think it'd be one I'd be quite comfortable seeing, because Cheltenham haven't done bad this season.
They've done very well considering they came up.
Yeah, they're fifth.
That's
they're
not
15th.
me being disrespectful, but when you come up from League 2 to League 1, it sometimes takes a while for you to then, and they've been really good this season.
Well, they finished at least 15 points, around 15 points above safety, and that's good for your season promoted, you know.
Then again,
and I'd like to see
Alfie May at Cheltenham. He is, isn't he?
I believe so.
And he's the leading goal scorer.
You do find if you take a goal scorer out of those teams, they struggle, but that's the game, isn't it? You know, Wednesday don't really have a goal scorer. Still, Gregory can be one, but he don't play all the time.
You wonder what this Wednesday team would have been like with a fit Windass at the start, because he was having a good pre-season.
No, you know what this Wednesday team would have been like with a fit Windass at the start? Top of the league.
Yeah.
Mate, he's
scored
every time he's come on pretty much, and then got injured. So yeah, we'd be top of the league, because he's got too much for this league.
Mm.
And it was very obvious when he came on the pitch, they just couldn't stop him.
Yeah.
And it was frustrating knowing we've got a player like that.
Can't actually play because he's injured.
Windass was decent for us in the Championship last season.
Yeah.
I think people forget that. At the start of the season, before, again, injuries and before everything happened, Windass was on fire.
Well, then the nice thing is Windass signed a contract with us when he was injured. So he obviously enjoys what the plan is.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. So
you can't be cynical on that, or he knows his injury is a bit worse than he signed, but you don't need to be cynical. It's all good. So Wednesday, boss Darren Moore, if you didn't know who he was, has been chatting to the Wednesday website, and he's basically been saying we have to react after Wycombe. So he said, and quote, there was one moment in the game where we switched off and lost concentration. One moment. It was the clearest cut chance of the game. After that, I don't feel we threatened enough to score the goal to get back in the game. We tried to change it with Midday and Pato coming onto the pitch. Who's Pato? But the game ended up running away from us. We huffed and puffed in the first half, but we just failed to get the final touch in the final third. That would have made us more threatening. They were dogged in their approach. I don't think there was much between the teams, but they got their goal in the end. Yeah. What we can't do is let the disappointment of today go into Tuesday, because we have to react in the right manner. So just ahead of depending on when you're watching this, ahead of the Fleetwood game, he knows we have to react. It's obvious, but he was taking sort of like what we saw in that game. Personally, it was a one moment thing. We should have got more from that match. We just unfortunately didn't. And yes, he has also provided a fitness update on Josh Windass, who could be back for Fleetwood. He's in the consideration, which would be massive.
Jack Hunt isn't injured. He was just rested.
Yep. And I get it. You know, he needs to rest some players. We should have the depth to be able to bring some players in, and avoid injury.
And I think he also said Dennis Adeniran could be in that as well.
That'd be excellent as well. We just need to get these players back in.
Yes.
The ones that we need to make sure they can just get thrown straight back in. So this is a write-up on the Star, but we've obviously seen it around actually through there. Sheffield Wednesday's Liam Palmer has been named as the Wise Old Owls Player of the Season for 2021-2022. There's a full write-up on the Star if you want to go and read it, but it just talks about his contribution. It's interesting to see Palmer getting the Player of the Season.
He's always one of the ones that you see people going, "No, he's rubbish." I think since Darren Moore come in, Palmer's been a better player. He crossing better, he tacks the ball a little better. Yes, some people say he can't defend well, but I think he's a versatile player that can play everywhere, which is what Darren Moore likes. And you look at the injuries that we've had this season, he'd had to play everywhere. And
Palmer's been fantastic the past 2 seasons. Palmer's been great the past 2 seasons, so I could see why they gave that award. It's kind of like a up yours, isn't it, as well, to people that slag him off. But yeah, in terms of quite big awards as well, Barry Bannon has won the goal of the season, the EFL goal of the season, that for the goal against MK Dons that we were talking about. It's just an exceptional goal, really, wasn't it?
Yeah, it really was.
There were some big ones in there. There was that, what's his name?
Goal versus Fleetwood was good.
Yeah, that Stockton. There seems to be like a lot of people angry that Stockton hasn't got more plaudits. Yeah. And what is it because he plays for Morecambe and stuff like that? It's all right. He'll be in a Wednesday shirt next season.
I can see that.
He's the exact sort of player that you can see Wednesday going for.
Yeah. And then we'll get told, "Oh, look at you flashing your big money, big club move."
And then he'll get injured.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he won't be the player. No, but I would like to see us sign a player like that, actually. Yeah. We need one.
Bannon was in team of the season as well.
Yeah. I personally think if I was to give it, listen up, right? We need a goal scorer.
There you
go. Okay? So if we're going to spend money, I'm not talking Jordan Rhodes money. I'm talking somebody who can score goals and is proven to score goals that will fit our system. Not that it's just score, because Rhodes didn't fit our system. No. So we bought someone who could score goals and then didn't play to his strengths. I need to know more, and I'm going to do a full thing on Stockton because we're looking at it properly. Yeah. But he might not be a bad shout early on.
You look at Gregory, we fit the style of play he worked with. He's that dogged kind of forward. And yes, Patterson isn't a striker, but when he's had chances, he has fluffed them, but he's not had much football. And I think people like Patterson, Gregory will still be here next season, but I think Patterson's one of those ones where we're going to have to look very carefully what we do with him. Because if we replace him, we need to have someone with that same determination. Because he does come on and give 110%. The last thing you want is player walking. I
get that, mate. He's just not a striker. And if he's consistently getting played as a striker, I don't think it's of benefit to us.
No, but the thing is we can't find... We said at the start of the season, where does Patterson now fit into this when we brought in players? Because we've been trying to fit him into positions that he just doesn't play.
He worked quite well as a cam, but unfortunately, Barry Bannon's become an absolute... Not unfortunately, it's Bannon's in that position as a maestro, so Patterson has gone further up front, and that's where his first touch lets him down, because some of the missed kicks, some of the reading of the attacking chances, you can tell he was a defender, Yeah. And that's not a slight against him, because he scored goals and he does the job and he wears the shirt with pride and he does a bloody good job. But... you need that instinct when you have as many chances as Wednesday get and you're not finishing them. It's telling.
Very.
Right, let's go into the community topics ahead of a very big week for Wednesday. Phil Carpenter writes in and goes, Dex and Jake, hi guys, hope you're both well and not too nervous about the coming week. Only Wednesday could put its fans in this situation, and I was wondering, if you were in charge of the squad, how would you set us up to play these last 2 matches? I know we still have injuries to contend with, so how would you line us up and how would you have us play? Personally, I would throw everything at it. All out, attacking football, fast pace, tempo, and a lot of urgency. Gregory and Berahino up front, Johnson and Hunt out wide, Story, Dean, Hutchinson at the back, Luongo, Byers defensive midfield with Bannon playing further forward. For defensive cover, just in case of injury, Gibson, then 5 attackers, Deli Basharu, Canberry, Shadipo, Lang, and if fit, Windass. They all make up the bench. We're currently out of the playoffs, so what have we got to lose? Quite a bit, actually, but I get what you mean. Let's go for it, and fingers crossed, other results help us out, but if we can get 6 points, we are in the playoffs anyway. Over to you. I mean, 4 would potentially get us
Four
playoffs.
would do it, but I like the idea of just go for it, but we've also got to, if we're going to do that, we still got to have that mindset. We do switch off at the back. It's been the number one issue we've had this season. We are lacked in concentration, and when they've over the last couple of weeks, we've been doing better than this. We have one good 45 minutes, then a bad 45 minutes. We've been managed to do a consistent 45 minutes each half. But I don't know if you play Windass and Gregory up top and have Berahino as your sub.
Have you gone wrong?
What?
You just throw Windass straight back in.
I don't know what depends what the situation is. If you need him, say if we draw against Fleetwood and we need to beat Pompey, would you not start him from the thing, or would you give him 45?
I pretty much agree with his team.
Mm.
Maybe Dunkley for Hutchinson.
Dunkley's a weird one, because Dunkley was at fault for the goal versus MK because he pushed up too far.
He'd just come on.
But he had just come. I was just about to say he had just come on, so he was still getting his game. But yeah.
I think he'd be all right with Dean next to him, to be honest. Yeah. I just really hope he don't play the 5 at the back. I really hope he don't play the 5.
Do you feel like Dunkley's a little bit like Tom Lees and Leuven? He needs someone like Dean or Hutch at the side of him.
Hang on.
Hey, what's going on here?
Nah, I can't count. I hope you all just went, is my podcast crashed?
Done that a little bit today.
I'm just looking at this formation.
Because I was hoping to see more of Shadipo versus Wycombe. And I know he's not had much game due to injury, but when we
he's going for the 5-3-2 here. Yeah, I guess when I say I don't want to play the 5 at the back, I don't want to see Johnson go at centre back. Yeah. I didn't want to see Johnson go at centre back when we've done that before. But
we'll see.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Honestly, like, you asked how we'd set it up.
I think you set it up.
Darren doesn't use the 4 though. He does, but like he seems to be temperamental with the 4, and I'd play the 4 because I'd play fullbacks though. That's my style. That's what I'm comfortable with, and I'd put Story and Dean at centre back, and have Johnson and Hunt out as sort of attacking fullbacks. I would have Gregory and Berahino up at front.
Decision with Lang on the bench as well. Even though Lang come back, I think we look a lot better with Hunt and Johnson out wide.
Yeah.
Lang, for me, he's good, don't get me wrong, but he keeps hold of the ball a little bit too much when there's an opportunity to make the pass.
Yeah, I don't know if I would put Lang in, actually, though. I'm just trying to... It's because it's written this and it's not visualised. Yes. I'm a visual learner. I would have Gregory and Berahino up front, but... Yeah, no, my actual ideal style of play wouldn't fit with what Darren Moore's going to do. I'd play 2 further forward wingers.
Yeah.
I'd have...
You'd have proper left and right back and then play with proper wingers.
Yeah, I would. Yeah,
Well, in that case, Lang works.
Exactly. I'd put Lang on the right and I'd put Johnson on the left. and then I'd actually play Palmer and Hunt.
That'd be hard, isn't it?
Yeah. You drop one of those defenders. Because then if that's not working, you move Johnson to left back and you bring on, if fit, Windass. Because Windass can play as a winger. Bring him there. Shadipo on that bench. You know.
The last couple of benches
there.
we've seen, we've had attacking options, which have been nice, but we haven't utilised them until like really late, and I don't get it.
I don't know, man. I'm trying not to think about it too much. There's just so much pressure going into this week, isn't there? Thank you, Phil. You're right. He also put Bailey in there, obviously. Yeah. Thank you. Your write-ups are always very thoughtful and very...
they make us think.
Yes, so thank you. The last one for today is from Nat, who writes in and says, "Hi, lads. Keep up the great work. Favourite Wednesday game this season?"
The Cambridge.
Cambridge for you.
Yeah, Cambridge.
Mine's actually the MK Dons match. And I didn't go. That's so weird, isn't it? It's one I didn't go to.
Mine's Cambridge one for the result, and I got to take my little one too. Nice.
For the football, I think Bannon's goal in that game, and I think it was just the mood. It was weird. I had such a nice experience actually just watching it with mates because I never go with that group in there because they're all fans of different teams and stuff. So I think that factored into it. That MK game ended up being like one of my favourites.
Also, you got to have that whole thing. He's a little bit special, Barry, isn't he?
Yeah, exactly. No, exactly. And them going, he's in League One.
Yeah. Well, we said it all season. He's a cheat code.
Yeah, it was good that, but no, I think that would be it. It's weird because it was a recent one, but yeah, I really enjoyed that match, and I was quite under the that one. Right. Next up, Sheffield Wednesday take on Fleetwood Town. Thoughts?
Just go for it and win.
Yeah.
Just go for it and win. Then you put a shift out there and as long as you concentrate and try and go for a minute. The thing about this game, if Fleetwood need a win, they're going to go out for it as well. So
their home form's better as well. They've got 22 points at home as opposed to 17 away. They've got 5 wins, 7 draws, 9 losses at home. They've conceded 74 goals this season.
I do not want their bloody goal celebration music to play. It's horrible. Just for you, Google it.
They've got goal celebration music? All right, hang on.
And
I've got to do this.
It's that whole situation where if they're going to be attacking, they're going to leave some bases for to get into, which I hope.
I've just Googled that. I'm not doing the attendance thing, but goal different. Goal, you think like American, big, huge, thousands of people. They play goal celebration music for an average attendance of 3,600 people.
Yeah.
I bet even them, they're just there like, why are we doing this? Wednesday, don't.
Yeah,
ever. Nobody wants that.
Yeah, can you imagine them playing Arctic Monkeys when we go?
Christ.
But they're going to be, in that game, they're going to be pockets of space we can get into and try and just get on the counter. We're going to have to play some good football. In one sense, having this game rearranged actually works out massively in our favour in the situation we're now in. But we shouldn't be having it go to this situation. We should have got this done and dusted.
That Wycombe game would have been a big one.
Well, the Bolton game. Bolton game. Go back to that Bolton game, we probably were in there.
You say it every season, though. You forget it. These are the points, right? If we get promoted, you'll forget this. You'll forget the because you never do it if you get promoted. However, when you don't, that's when you start questioning everything.
Yeah. And there's also
on Saturday, last day of the season, obviously this league finishes.
Oh, 12.
On the it finishes on a Saturday, which is going to be fun. Apparently, so many tickets were sold. Can I also say, stop having a pop at people who just want to come on the last day of the season? Yeah. I've met I've met so many disenfranchised Wednesday fans, and no, you don't have to be a hardcore season ticket. I'll say it. I'm on one of these podcasts. I don't know if everybody in the podcast. I don't listen to the podcast. I'm sure they're lovely, and I'm not saying that in a sarcastic way. Genuinely, I heard great things about many of them. But like, I will say it on a Wednesday podcast. If you're a Wednesday fan, you're a Wednesday fan. You don't have to be a die-hard season ticket holder to be the only one that has a say. Said, right?
Times
Doesn't
are hard
matter
at the minute. People can't just put away money to go to a game. If
People
somebody wants to get to a game, they get to a game.
Yeah. I'd understand why if you were in that, like if you, I used to be like it all the time. I've mellowed in my old age, but I was like, I'm going every single match, and then these people just turn up for big uns and they don't have this. And I get it, but like, you're also going every single match, so there's a routine to that, and there's a joy to that in itself, and a pain to that in itself.
Yes.
Some people do just want to come and see when Wednesday are bossing it, or
Also,
have got a big match.
There were 2 years where people didn't go to a single game.
Yeah.
So this might be the first game they're able to get to.
I just
I know
think
what
it's
you
a
mean.
case
I know
of,
what you mean.
I think it's a case of, I just think it's a testament to the size of the club that when something is rocking, you'll get all these fans back.
Yeah.
Right. But also, I will say as somebody who enjoys good football, you are missing out if you haven't been to a lot of Wednesday matches this season, because we've played really good football.
Yeah.
But usually I would also understand why most people wouldn't go, because when we're in League One, it's usually not very good football.
Yeah.
Wednesday don't really play very well. And we've had to come up with some frustrating teams, but Wednesday have been a class act this season, in fairness. On the ball,
Especially
a really good football side. I enjoy good football. So I'd be a bit like, do I really want to go for a League One season where we're going to be oofing it all the time, but we've not been that side. So
I will
just
say
stop having a
that
pop
there have
at
been
fellow Wednesday
times
fans.
at Hillsborough this season where it's been quieter than normal.
Mm.
And I don't know if that's just in League One and I don't know. There's been times where it hasn't felt like the atmosphere had been there. And I think that nervousness that we'd had in the stadium had then gone down to the pitch. And people can turn and say, oh, that's rubbish. They don't do that. That the players don't react that. They do.
Yeah, is your child being murdered?
I don't know.
Fair enough. Well, we'll finish the podcast, then you can go and check.
I'll go investigate.
So, yes, Wednesday play Portsmouth on this day. They have got 70 points. They are ninth in League One.
George Hurst.
George Hurst will not make it out if he scores a goal that stops us, like, getting promoted, or getting the playoffs. Can you? Oh, it's happening, isn't it?
You said it now.
I've said it now. Lovely. Because Portsmouth can't get promoted. They can't get in the playoffs.
We'll put it on our board.
Portsmouth have got nothing to play for, so they'll just batter us. They'll just. I don't know.
Last game of the season, it's going to be tight. Fleetwood
Players
game,
to look
it's gonna
out
be
for.
tight.
Harness got 11 goals for him this season. George Hurst has got 10 goals for him and 3 assists.
And they want him for next season.
They can have him. Anyway, that's been it for the. We're never getting David on this podcast, are we? Nothing. No, it's just.
We'll see what move with him come Monday.
We will. Big game. Big game. It's just a big time for Wednesday, isn't it?
Watch along. That 30 bucks a channel. 7:45. Yep.
We'll attempt to do some post-match stuff at the weekend. Yeah. We'll see where we can fit it all in. But it's gonna be a big one.
Yeah.
Squeaky bum time, ladies and gentlemen. But for now, that's all we've got for this episode of Talking Wednesday. We will see you in the next one.
See ya.